Hey guys, Scoms Football here, back with another video, and today's video is we're back with another Premier League score predictions for game week 10, and I'll go through how many scores I got right last week. Right, notes. I got three scores right last week, and one of the predictions I got right was my team Wolves. In this video, I am going to be sharing in this video somebody else's predictions as to one of my close friends. We're going to see who gets more predictions right than each other. If I could get people on here on the live stream, which I don't know how to do, I would do it, but I find you're going to share some predictions on here just to make it a little bit more interesting. So right, guys, let's just get on to the first game. Right, on to the first game, which is Crystal Palace versus Newcastle United. Yeah, so on the first game, Crystal Palace versus Newcastle United. Well, obviously Crystal Palace are without Wilfried Zaha. They have got a few players out. I think they got Milivojevic out as well. I don't know if he's returned or not. But Newcastle, they just look a pretty boring team to watch. Crystal Palace actually do look a decent team, but when they haven't got their good players like Zaha, they actually go on a bit of a slump. Because they are a decent team, Palace. And Newcastle, I do think they're a really boring team. But they ain't a bad team at the same time, though. Steve Bruce manager did really bad in the Championship as Villa manager. Then he's actually done okay as Newcastle manager. He kept them up in the Premier League last season. That's probably one of their objectives. Or maybe mid-table and not actually too sure. So for this game, I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to say Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle United 1. So right on to the next game, which is Brighton and Hove Albion versus Liverpool. Brighton got a great win away at Aston Villa last week. Danny Welbeck getting a goal, that experienced man. Here's a great run by Danny Welbeck. Now chip over Emi Martinez. Then Liverpool, they lost midweek to Atlanta, and they have got a huge injury list. The only reason they lost to Atlanta was because they didn't start Diogo Jota. If you want to win a match, you must start Jota. So Brighton, I think they could start this game. They can be a decent team on their day. Maybe they can show Liverpool a bit of character and put up a good fight. But maybe they could get a goal soon because Liverpool got a three in the bottom three for the worst defence in the league. It's not their fault because the injuries they got out. So however, I do think this will be a game where Liverpool don't concede. I'm going to say Brighton 0, Liverpool 2. So right on to the next game, Manchester City versus Burnley. Well, Manchester City won midweek against Olympiacos, and it was only 1-0. Phil Foden with the goal, and I think Olympiacos had a chance all game almost, and it wasn't even on target the chance they had. Man City are, I don't think they'll win it this season, but I did predict it at the start of the season. Man City are a good team, but maybe they're just not quite good enough, but they know where their options are when they're their best players. And Burnley, they haven't really done anything really, Burnley. But Sean Dyche this season, he knows where to get results from, and he's a decent manager, more than good enough to keep them in the Premier League. However, for this game, Burnley did get a 1-0 win last Monday against Crystal Palace. So, I'm going to say for this game, Manchester City 4, Burnley 0. I think it's going to be an easy win for Man City and a thumping scoreline for them. Right, so the next game, Everton versus Leeds. This is quite an interesting one because both teams have gone away with it slightly. Everton just about beat Fulham. And Leeds have pressed Arsenal 4 or 5-0, and they kept hitting the post all the game. But these teams like Palace and stuff, but they beat Villa though. Well, we only just about beat them, but I thought Everton were going to put a chance on the league, but I think they might change to Europa League. But I think Leeds are, mid-table maybe. But for this game, if both teams were in better form, I would go for like a 2-2 draw or something. But I am going to say it can be a draw here. I'm going to say Everton 1, Leeds United 1. So right on to the next game, West Bromwich Albion versus Sheffield United. Well, honestly, if West Brom want to stay up, they've proved one of the relegation candidates, and I'm pretty surprised Sheffield United are down there. So they could at least get draw a point out against Sheffield United. And Sheffield United, this is probably one of the most easiest games they could win. And Sheffield United didn't even find it easy against Fulham, though. If they wouldn't have got that penalty, they would have lost 1-0 to them. So both teams really want something out of this game. But I do think Sheffield United will get the win. I don't think West Brom fans don't think they'll win all season, but all teams will win eventually. But I think they might not going to be the game for them. So I'm going to say West Brom 0, Sheffield United 1. Right, on to the next game, which is Southampton versus Manchester United. Well, they drew 1-1 to us last week against Aston. They're a very good team, Southampton. They're still playing well without Danny Ings. Say Adams is playing well, so did Theo Walcott. We could have actually beaten them last Monday, second half, but I think draw was just about right. Well, Man United won 4-1 midweek, they did. Well, with Man City playing against Leipzig and Istanbul Basaksehir and Everton, I think they could come away with the win against Southampton. But let's just compare them to which other teams can you compare them to then? I don't know which other team we could actually compare them to. Let me just go on Man United quickly. There must be someone we can compare them to. For example, if it was a Man United against Chelsea, Arsenal, and Istanbul Basaksehir he played bad against Istanbul Basaksehir away from home, but they played really well at home again. They played really well at Old Trafford against them. And West Brom, Man United only just about beat West Brom. So I don't think this is the game where they can come away with a win here. So I'm going to say Southampton 2, Man United 1. So right, on to the next game. This is probably the biggest game of the weekend. Chelsea versus Spurs. I said have a bet with somebody on this game. This game, Chelsea and Spurs, both teams are in form, but I think Spurs do edge it slightly. I don't think Chelsea are strong enough, really. I don't think they will win the league this season. But if they don't at least challenge for the title, I think Frank and a lot of the fans, anybody in that league, will be asking them what's gone so wrong, and they failed. So I'm gonna. The Spurs they won 4-0 midweek against this Ludogorets team. Carla Vinicius, his player on loan from Benfica, got 2 for them. Mora scored. Harry Winks scored. They got lots of options. They got Bergwijn there and Mora, Harry Kane. So they got lots of good players. They now even got Gareth Bale now and Son, and they got Son there and that as well. I think this could be a very high scoring game, and maybe both teams can get a draw. But I'm gonna risk this one. Because I usually do go for a draw in these big games, but I'm going to say Spurs are going to get a win here. I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Spurs 3. So right to the next game, Arsenal versus my team, Wolverhampton versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Well, honestly, Arsenal did win last night against Mould. If it's the Arsenal against Aston Villa and Leeds, we actually have a good chance of actually beating Arsenal. because Arsenal are not doing very well at the moment. Well, they struggled first half against Mull, but they did get a good amount of 3 goals, so that might give them confidence against us. However, I think we're up for a great chance here to beat Arsenal, as Arsenal haven't turned up in the last few games, and I don't know how they did not lose to Leeds. So I'm going to go for a win to us here. I'm going to say Arsenal 1, Wolves 2. And that is a very big shout. Right, on to the next game now. Leicester City versus Fulham. Well, obviously Leicester City, I think they didn't play very well against Liverpool. He went off it against them. And they had a 6-goal thriller in Portugal where he drew 3-3 to Braga. They scored in the 95th minute. Jamie Vardy off the bench. God, he always scores, Jamie Vardy. God, he'll end his career there. The dad keeps saying he'll end his career there. He won't go anywhere else, Scott. But Fulham, I think they will go down this season. But however, they did serve it a character. A lot of character second half against Everton, except for that terrible penalty miss for the former Wolves lad, which is Ivan Caballero, which I won't talk about too much. So I'm going to say it's going to be a win here for Leicester City. I'm going to say Leicester City 3, Fulham 0, and I do think Fulham will go down. So right on to the next game, which is the last game, West Ham United versus Aston Villa. Well, West Ham beat Sheffield United 1-0 at the weekend. It could have been a few more goals, and I did get that prediction right. And Villa, they have a fantastic away record, and I think they will be up for another win here. However, West Ham might be able to get a point out of the game. It's just how they like set up and try and be in this game like they have over the last few games. So I am going to say it's going to be a win here for Aston Villa. Say West Ham United 0, Aston Villa 1. So right. Usually we'll be coming up to the end of the video now, but I'm just going to go through my good friend's score predictions, which is somebody called Jack Harding. I think you all might know him from my school. So, right, I'll tell you all the predictions. Here we are. Crystal Palace versus Newcastle United. He said 2-1 Crystal Palace. Brighton versus Liverpool. He's gone 2-1 to Liverpool. Man City versus Burnley. He said 3-0 Man City. Everton versus Leeds. He's gone 2-2. West Brom versus Sheffield United. He's gone 2-1 Sheffield United. And Southampton versus Man United. He's gone 3-2 to Manchester United. The Chelsea versus Spurs. He's gone 3-1 Spurs. The Arsenal versus Wolves game. His team as well. He supports them as well. He's gone 2-1 to Wolves. The same as me as well. Because he is like a Wolves fan. So right, and he said the Leicester City versus Fulham game, he said 3-1 Leicester. And for the West Ham United Villa game, he said 2-0 to Villa. But we don't actually want Villa to win because he's actually worded Aston Villa slightly wrong in his predictions. So he calls them Aston Vile, he does. So right. I hope Jackie's really proud of me for trying to get his predictions into this video. So right guys, if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to subscribe to his channel. Also, please give it a like. Also, turn on your notifications every time I make a video. I hope you all enjoy all the footy this weekend, as I have got to. I haven't really got like isolate for like 5 days, but you've got to stay at home for like five days. But those days, are 2 days at the weekend, and I'm off school on Monday, teacher training day. So perfect. And I hope you do enjoy all the football. And there are 2 games on tonight: Brentford versus QPR. I think there's Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. That ain't on TV. So have a good one, guys. Bye.